Good morning, everyone. This is Karen Hooley, and I'm so glad you're here for our Team Whooleygan live chat. It's October 20th. Can you believe it? Halloween's only, 11 days away. I'm really excited that you guys are here. And for those of you who are watching, for the very first time, make sure you check out my website at karenhooley.com. The link's right there at the bottom. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. If you want a direct link to my newsletter, this is the link right there, karenhooley.com/subscribe. That'll give you a free pattern right off the bat. 25% off any new patterns I release. I just released one yesterday, so you will miss out on that one, but I have another one coming November 9th. So you'll get 25% off new pattern releases, discounts on books, and new books, classes, information about what's going on here in the studio. So make sure you check out my newsletter. You can also, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Here's a pretty link right here to go directly to my channel. While you're at my channel, not only subscribe, but if you're watching this video there, make sure you hit the thumbs up so that my videos get active in the algorithm, so more people and more crocheters are able to see these live videos. So make sure you do that. If you're not a YouTube person, you can always check out my Rumble channel. Rumble is another video streaming platform, and right now I am not able to live stream there, but I'm hoping maybe sometime next year. I did notice that they have put in some new plans that are a little more small business friendly pricing wise. So I might be able to simultaneous live stream at Rumble. So make sure you check out that site as well. In fact, Rumble probably at this point has about roughly 50 more followers there than I do have here on YouTube. So I'm really going to start working on that Rumble channel. So make sure you check it out. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Karen Hooley, no spaces in my name. I'm pretty active there lately. As we move forward, you'll see more and more from me on Instagram. It is my primary social media, so make sure you check that out as well. And guys, I have another sticky note so I don't forget what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to head over to the chat room and see who's here and what's going on. I see that some people are already popping in. Linda and Daisy are here. She's in the bedroom. Oh, she's wandering. Okay, that's good. Daisy May is starting to get a little friendlier. I'm gonna move my camera here a little so that I feel like I'm getting cut off by my my things at the bottom here. And good morning to fellow. Yeah, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, guys. I really appreciate it if you do. Good morning, Laura. I'm glad you're here. I did get your email. I hope you got my answer. And I'll probably touch base with you either later today or tomorrow. I'll talk about some stuff later, but I wanted to tell you that I haven't forgotten you. So, and Stephanie in Texas, good morning. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I have some exciting news to start with, guys. I don't know how many of you follow me on Instagram, but I've been promoting a super secret kit coming from Chaos Fiber Company. And I was asked by Becky from Chaos Fiber Company if I would be willing to do a crochet pattern for her Advent kit. She's calling it kind of a kit, not really like an Advent calendar, and it's not really holiday themed. It's more of a fun theme. So I wanted to show you that new kit. It just went up live for sale yesterday, and it's going to be very, very, very limited. She's only doing a set amount of kits. So if you don't get them, you want to make sure you hop on board as right away because it's going to be a very popular kit, I think. So I'm going to hang on here. Let me, oops, let me do it this way. Okay. So her kit is called Time to Make the Donuts. It's a holiday yarn kit, and it's $190, but you get a lot for that $190. You get 12 mini hanks of yarn, 1 full-size hank of yarn, 1 knit pattern, 1 crochet pattern, and a project bag plus more goodies. Now, the project bag is probably a couple inches, maybe 4 inches smaller than this one that she did for me, or I bought from her. This is my, I showed you this a few months ago, my Yoda project bag. I do have the bag because she did send me one as a gift for making the pattern for her. I cannot show it to you yet though. So, but I wanted to show you what her bags are like. They're a zippered bag. They have a little carrying handle on the side. And then inside, I'm going to turn it inside out so you can see the inside. I'm going to make myself a little bit bigger here so you guys can see the inside of the bag better, depending on what screen you're watching on. Okay, so this is the inside of the bag. She's got a fabric in here, so there's no really harsh seams in here. She's got 3 pockets inside for notions, and you could stick a ball of yarn in there even, or whatever. But then the other thing that's really cool is she calls these, I want to see if she's got it on the screen here. She calls them sock. Okay, so these are yarn seat belts. That's what they're called. So you can unsnap these and stick your strand of yarn through them. There you go. And if you're doing like 2-color project, you can have one on either side and you won't tangle as much. So those are really cool. In fact, I'm going to be using my new bag that I got from her this week for my next project that happens to be 2 colors. So I wanted to show you guys that, but let me just explain here. I'm going to bring the screen back to her main website again. And so your main color is what she calls Merlin Sock, and it's fingering weight hand dyed. It's 80% merino, 20% nylon. It's 420 yards for 100 grams. Each of the minis is 100% superwash merino wool, and they're 85 yards each. So you got a lot of yarn there to work with. It's like 1,400 plus yards of yarn, so 1,440 yards to work with, whether you make my pattern or the knit pattern or whatever. So that's a lot of yardage. And then the quilted, it's her medium-sized bag. It's 14 wide by 11 tall by 5 inches deep. So deep, you know, this way. And it comes with fully lined with 3 pockets, 2 yarn seat belts, and it's 100% quilted cotton. And then she has the 2 patterns in there. If you follow Gingy Knits on Instagram, that's Corrine. She did the knit pattern, and I have seen it, and it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then my crochet pattern. Plus, you get some surprise goodies, and there's 20 items in there. And so, and then she has her usual. It includes shipping, so you're not going to have to pay extra for shipping when you order this. So I'm going to just pop up some of the photos that she's got here. It's gorgeous. This is the main color that's knit up, and these are all the minis. Obviously, they're in black and white. But I'm really excited about how she's packaging these and how she is going to be sending these out. And I'm so excited about this pattern. So one of the things I should let you guys know is that I am not going to be, releasing this pattern. She has it exclusive for a year. So you won't see it till the end of 2022. So the only way to get that pattern right now is to get it in the kit. So, and like I said, again, it is an exclusive pattern. So, check it out. I think you guys will be excited. I've gotten good feedback from the people who have seen it. My photographer, Corrine, who's the knit designer, and the gal who, Becky, who owns Chaos, absolutely loves it. So let me give you her website information. This is actually the direct link to the kit. So if you're interested in getting that kit, make sure you use that link. I will also have that link posted in the notes after this live goes. And I will also have it posted on my website when I have the replay posted in my blog. So make sure if you don't get it right now, you can go to my blog or you can check the show notes afterwards. And they should be there here on YouTube and on Rumble, I should mention. I'm seeing some comments here. So Linda said, oh, you got my pattern. I did see it come through. I'm glad you got it. For those of you, I'll be talking about my pattern for yesterday, so I'll let you know about that. Good morning, Kelly. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Laura's like, ooh, awesome. Marianne, I'm so glad you made it. Hello, good morning. I hope you're doing well today. And Georgetown, Texas. Yep, she is in Georgetown. 3-hour drive. Oh, that's not too bad. She does do a lot of trunk shows. She just did one. Was it for, there was a yarn crawl not too long ago in Texas. The best little yarn crawl in Texas. Is that right, Stephanie? Something like that. It was a cute little name like that. So I'm going to stop sharing the screen for right now, but I wanted to tell you guys, there we go. So there's the link again for the kit with my pattern in it. And again, you won't be able to get the pattern until next year. Okay, so we're going to start with, anybody have any questions for me on that before I move on to the next thing? I'm going to stop sharing that screen. Okay, so next. Oh, I got a comment. Hang on, guys. North Texas yarn crawl in September. That's what it was, I think, is where she was. Yeah, where she went. Sorry, guys. I really need coffee this morning. I had a really hard time waking up. It's a full moon, and we have this little side light window on the wall. It's on the wall next to my side of the bed. And the moon was just, bright. And around 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I could not go back to sleep until the moon shifted enough to stop shining light into our bedroom. So I'm a little kind of zonky today. So there you go. Let's see. Did you miss the yarn base? The yarn base, for the donuts, let me pull that up and I'll tell you. The main color for that kit is a Merlin Sock. It's a fingering weight that is 80-20 merino, a superwash merino, and 20% nylon. And then the minis are 85 yards of 100% superwash merino wool. And total between the 12 minis and the hank, the main color of the big hank, you've got 1,420 yards. And the colors are amazing. She is an amazing dyer. So if you're interested in that kit, you'll definitely have to check it out. No, I'm not going to do a crochet along with the kit. Because it's an exclusive, I am not going to do a crochet along. Only the people who get the kit are going to be getting the pattern until next year. It'll probably be, I think it's November 2022 that I can release it. So I'm not going to do a crochet along with the kit. I haven't been able to do any crochet alongs with any of the kits this year because I am giving them exclusive rights for a year. So, and that'll probably be my MO going forward with kits, because I have so many other projects that are coming out next year, especially between the Pattern Club and other patterns that are going to be coming out next year alone. I am releasing 18 patterns, just so you know. I have 18 patterns in the books. So there won't be any crochet alongs to go along with kits, because there's 2 kits for Forbidden Fibers that'll be the patterns will be released next year, and as well as this one. So none of those will, if you've got any of those kits, I will not be doing crochet alongs. So that's important for everybody to know. You have to check the directory. Say we're one of the stores. If so, I missed them. I can't remember which store she was at. And it may not have been that one, but I'm pretty sure it was. I'm pretty sure it was in September that she was at this show. I'll have to look at her Instagram feed later and make sure that's where she was. Pat's here. Good morning. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. And Stephanie just pre-ordered it. That's awesome. Is that included? I'm not sure what you're asking is what included, Kelly. Let me know what you, okay. So are you saying including my pattern club? Yes. There's 12 patterns for the pattern club plus 6 extras that are being released. So that's a lot of patterns, guys. Yes. 18. This year I was lucky. I should mention this too. Because of my cancer diagnosis in January, that changed the whole way I did business this year. I mean, I couldn't travel anyway, even if I didn't have the cancer, because everything was shut down. Nobody was doing shows very, very much this year. In fact, I was supposed to be at one last weekend that got canceled. So, and especially here in Washington State, with all the mandates and stuff, there's no way I could travel. So I literally sat down and rearranged my entire business plan. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys this book. I haven't started it yet for this year. I'm going to move it to this side so you guys can see it. This is how I plan my business. I do a survey with you guys, and then I literally fill out this book. The last pages from this green tab to the end are actually quarterly and monthly planning pages that I use, but everything from that blue tab here is planning. And last year I did this. I had all these grandiose plans, and cancer hit. So I couldn't do any of the big grand plans. So literally, especially at the first part of the year when I was getting treatments every week for 6 weeks and I was feeling crummy and I had to plan a wedding on top of it all. Literally, there were days that all I could do is sit on the couch and crochet. So that's why you guys are getting 18 patterns. And that's why I decided to do a pattern club, because I had all these ideas. I was going to put them in a book. And after all the feedback with books, I know a lot of you love my books and you'll buy them anyway. I know there's a couple of you who or someone, is it Stephanie? I think it was you in Texas that just ordered every single one of my books. I know you love them, but I decided that I wanted to try something a little bit different this time. Instead of doing, that's why the pattern club is going to have a theme. And it was going to be a book, so it has a theme. Now I've lost my train of thought here, guys, so bear with me. I was going to do it as a book, and I decided, no, let's try a pattern club, because I know a lot of people like to have the community part of crochet, and I wanted to find a way to build a community away from Ravelry, away from YouTube, on my website, do more Zoom interactions. So that's why this is going to be the pattern club instead of a book. So yeah, that's a lot of patterns. But I'm going to be doing that. So there you go. Oh, I should take that banner down. Hang on one second. Let me go back to the comments here really fast. So Stephanie said, Chaos Fiber was at a few of the local yarn shops, but on different days from when you were there. Yeah. I knew that they were going to be at least at one shop, if not more. Okay. And yes, I ordered every shawl book in your sock book. Yep, you did. So yes, I hopefully you, I don't know if you've gotten them yet, or you should be getting them soon if you haven't gotten them. I don't know if you guys know that the Postal Service has changed their shipping a little bit. They've increased the number of days even for priority mail. So if you ordered a pattern for me, like I know there was a couple of you, I think Mary Ann's here still. She ordered a print pattern, and someone else did too, and they're going to be shipped today. I got a pickup for this afternoon. But it used to be 2 to 3 days. Now it's 3 to 5 days. And I can't remember if they've added a day to priority mail. I can't remember. So if you didn't, if you ordered something physical for me and haven't gotten it, and maybe ordered it last week or over the weekend and haven't got it from me, just know that the Postal Service is going to be a little slow with that. I'm also considering adding UPS to my offerings. I haven't done that yet. I'm still looking into how that's all going to work, but I wanted to let you guys know for that too. And Linda, so there's 2 kits that she's gotten. So I'm so excited that you guys love my pattern so much that you're willing to buy the kits to go with them. And I'm planning to do a few more next year. There'll be kits that'll be released next year, and then I'll release the pattern by themselves the following year. So anyway, okay, so let's move on to the next thing, guys, because we've talked about that kit to death now. Unless you have more questions. So if you have questions, always just ask. Just make sure I understand that you're talking about the kit and not what I'm talking about currently. So okay, so if you are a newsletter subscriber, you know that Cyclamen in the Moss was released yesterday. So if you're a newsletter subscriber or on Instagram, you have seen all of the promotion for these. If you're not and would like 10% off the pattern because you are a YouTube watcher, I do have a code for you. It's Video Moss with capital V and a capital M. All one word. You get 10% off this pattern. I am not going to post this in the show notes. So the only way to get the YouTube discount on the pattern is to watch the video. So if you tell people that I got a discount out there on YouTube, you make sure you tell them that the pattern, the code is only in the video. So, and it's Video Moss. And I only have 3 print patterns left right now. I shipped 2 of them yesterday, or they'll be out in the mail today. And I only have 3 more. So if you want the print version, you need to order before they go. Okay, so, and I wanted to show you that the yarn I used is West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite Lace. And that is the link directly to the website, but you can also find shops. I know Stilly River Yarns, who originally commissioned this shawl for the Slow Crawl, sells it. I think she even has it on her online shop. Stilly River Yarns, STILLYYARNS. I'm Stilly, STIL. You know what? I'm going to type it in the comments here. So hang on. StillyRiverYarns.com. There we go. So you can check out her. I forgot to put her in the banners that I made for this. So I'll make sure you guys see that. But she is, I know she had it on her shop. I didn't check today to make sure that she has it. So I saw there was another comment. So hanging on. Stephanie, the books should be there by 12:30 today. Yay. Okay, cool. I hope you enjoy them. And I did sign them for you. I wasn't sure if I should put your name in them or not. So I don't always do that unless you say specifically. I should mention this to all of you guys. If you order any of my physical books, I will sign them before I ship them. But if you want me to inscribe it to someone's name, like yourself, or if you're giving it as a gift, which I've had a few husbands do is buy books and ask me to sign it to their wives. In the notes of the order, make sure you say, could you inscribe to, and then put your name in. So if you don't do that, I just sign them. And that way, if if they ever end up in a library book sale or something like that, at least the library can say, hey, it's a signed edition. We can charge a little bit more, that kind of thing. So anyway, I just want to let you know I don't do that. Linda loves her signed books. Hi, Anna Louisa. It's good to see you. Are you saying that's so cool about me signing all the books? Or I'm not sure what you were saying. That was so cool. Okay, so where's my list? I need my list here. Okay, so now let's talk about new projects. Last week, I showed you this skein of yarn that I was going to be working on, or actually I showed you a partial project. This is all I have left of that yarn, and it's on the blocking board. So in 2 weeks, I completed 2 projects, and it was like over 1,400 yards worth of yarn that I crocheted in 2 weeks. So, oh yes, the signing part. Okay, cool, Anna Louise. Yep, I do that for everybody. I just figure, you know what, whether or not you want them signed, I always sign them. I think it's important to do as an author. So anyway, so I finished that project that I was working on. So now I'm starting a new one, and I told you it was going to be 2 colors. The yarn is from Bigfoot Yarn Company, and these are the colors. Can you see those? Oops, I'm going the wrong direction. Here we go. This is her Wendigo base. The solid color is called Motown, and the variegated or speckled, it's kind of a variegated speckle, I would call this, because there's some bigger spots of yarn like this teal right here that you can kind of see. And these are actually, this one's a little darker in person than you're seeing on the screen, but this one's almost dead on to what the colors are. This one's called Coddle Beach, or Coddle Slow Beach. And she is based, the Cecilia, who is the dyer. I met her in 2018, I want to say, at Fiber Fusion Northwest, which is the event that I should have been at last week that got canceled. I'm a vendor there. I've taught their classes there as well, but it is our local kind of like Rhinebeck. It's basically a fiber show. There's sheep and goats and alpacas. It's done at our fairgrounds, and it's usually the same weekend as Rhinebeck. So for those people in the Pacific Northwest who can't go to Rhinebeck, we have Fiber Fusion, but they have decided to change that now. It's going to always be in June. So I'm hopefully going to be there in June if that doesn't get canceled. But anyway, in 2018, Sela and her husband had their very first booth at Fiber Fusion, and I bought these 2 skeins from her then. In fact, the labels on them, I'm going to pull the labels out here really quick. So you can see she hadn't even gotten her regular labels yet. So they were on these little tags with her information, but these are 2 of her best-selling colors. She's based in the Pacific Northwest, obviously in Washington. And that's where I think the Bigfoot comes from, because Bigfoot's huge here. Everybody talks about Bigfoot here. It's Cotslow Beach is the variegated, and this is Motown, which is the dark color. The Wendigo base is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. There's 363 yards per 100 grams for each skein. And so she, I did touch base with her and told her I was going to use this for a project. And she did say that, of course, this base is still there. And it is these 2 are 2 of her best-selling colors. So they will always be around. And Wendigo is her most popular base. So I'm so excited that those yarns are still going to be around. And she just had a baby. Well, a couple months ago, 3 months ago, maybe. I can't remember exactly. So she's showing on her website. If you go to her website right now, she's showing that her next update is not going to be until sometime in December. I think it's like the first week of December. Maybe it's like the 3rd or the 6th or something. And that's because the baby has slowed her down a little bit. But she still does have some yarn up there, and she does have some on sale that she's just trying to move because it just hasn't moved over the summer and stuff. So you might want to check out her site. I love her yarn. It's very soft for being 25% nylon. I love the colors. She dyes these really rich colors. So make sure you check her out as well. So I'm really excited about that yarn. I can't wait to get started. I'm going to be starting that this afternoon. Let's see. Let's see. Love those colors. That is the Bigfoot yarns. I fell in love with these two. These were two colors that she actually said to me, do you think this would make a really good match? And I'm like, yeah. In fact, I was going to buy these two. She was literally, my booth is on a corner, and she was literally across the aisle from me on a different wall. And so I was looking at her yarns the whole time I was there that year. So it's really cool. And you love the names. Yep, I do too. She's got some really cool names for her yarns. So make sure you check her out. I really, really love her yarn. Okay, let's see. Let me go back to take off the banner. Okay, so we're just rolling along here. Okay, so my next thing, I want to show you some projects I'm working on. I haven't started my sweater yet that I showed you with the hot pink yarn and the teal, because I had realized I didn't have the knitting needles I needed. I just got them. So as soon as I finish probably this, I'll probably cast that on in the next week or so. But in the meantime, it's Socktober. You guys know how much I love socks. And so I decided to knit myself another pair of socks because I needed a pair of socks that were kind of autumnish colored, and I didn't have any. So I want to show you this yarn. I'm going to pull it up first. You guys have probably heard me just babble on about the fiber seed. I love the fiber seed. I think I showed you that sweater that I did that'll be released in January. It's a cardigan for an adult. It's an adult size cardigan. It's going to be sized in 9 sizes, everything from extra small to 5XL. That was the fiber seed. It's actually, I might still have a skein of that yarn hanging around here somewhere. I don't see it right now, but I had one extra skein. It was a cactus colorway was the color. Well, this yarn I've had for several years. It's the fiber spray seed. It's their sprout sock, but the colorway is exclusive to Stilly River Yarns. That's the yarn shop I used to frequent all the time. I used to teach for when I was living on the other side of the state. And for her first anniversary, she had the fiber seed do this exclusive colorway. I know that she still hasn't dyed. I did check her website. It's not on her website right now. But you could check with Stilly River, and I did put her website in the chat room. So, and I'll make sure I post it in the show notes. Gosh, guys, I need more coffee. Anyway, so this is called Little Bungalow. Because her shop looks like is a little bungalow. I mean, if anybody here who's watching now or after the fact has ever been to Stanwood and has gone to Stilly River Yarns, I mean, it is a little bungalow. It's really cute. Sorry, guys. So this is kind of the colors of her logo, and they're very autumnal colors. you know, there's kind of like a sagey green with some rusts, and she's got some pops of like a hotter pink and a teal. It's kind of hard to see when it's wound like this, but I did start some socks, so you guys can see. I do want to crochet myself some socks, but before I do that, I want to go through some of my samples and see if any of my samples fit me. But I wanted something in these kind of colors. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing my grandmother's sock pattern. Well, let me take that back. I'm kind of doing my grandmother's sock pattern because this is a pattern from Regia Yarns. I don't know if you guys know Regia. They're a European yarn company, and you'll see their sock yarns in local yarn shops. This is a free pattern they had called Hudson River socks. And I thought I wanted to make them the way the pattern was. But then I realized that when I started to knit, in fact, I had to rip this back, I don't know, 4 or 5 rows, I guess, because I didn't like the way the bottom part of this repeat looked. So I'm modifying the repeat. It'll look a little different by next week. And the reason I cast on socks is because when I go for my cancer treatments, which I said I was going to talk about earlier and I didn't, tomorrow I start my second round of my quarterly treatments for my cancer. And so when I go, I always like to have a portable project. And I've made so many baby hats lately that I needed something different. So I decided to cast on some socks. And socks are easier to travel with than something that's 2 colors. So, and since I do a lot of waiting around while I'm there for my treatments, I have a project to work on. So, so anyway, so the fiber seed this is the link at the bottom of the screen to her website. If you look at Sprout Sock, you can see all the colors that she has. In fact, right now she's promoting her Christmas colors, and on the front page, there's Poinsettia. It is an absolutely gorgeous red tonal color that if you like reds, that's a really good one. I love it. So anyway, so what I'm changing about the sock is not only the pattern on the leg, but I'm not going to do the German heel that they have on it. I'm going to do my normal heel that I like, that fits my foot better. And I'm also going to do, this sock only has the texture on the leg, and on the foot, it's just straight stockinette all the way around. I'm going to move the pattern down the foot to the top of the foot to the toe before I make the toe. So it gives it some interest on the top of the sock. But I'm going to put that a little closer to the screen. But I love the colors in there. Isn't that pretty? It's just pretty. And it hasn't even, well, let me see if this side has the pops of blue in there. There are some pops of blue, but I don't think you can see them. But that's the pattern for that. So that's another project I'm working on. And I see there's some comments, so hang on. Okay. A minute. Bigfoot yarn. Cthulhu is an amazing green. You might, if Laura, I know you have a shop. I don't know if you want to stock any hand-dyes, but she's some. If that's changed some things, but you might want to talk to her. She's got some beautiful colors. Beautiful colors. Okay, so then Laura also says, "Oops, me." You were thinking about doing second in a variegated solid. Cycle them in the moss, I think would be gorgeous in a variegated kind of thing. I haven't done it, but I do know that someone who got the pattern, I think with the crawl, started it in a variegated, and I have seen a picture of it started, but I haven't seen it finished, but it was really pretty in a variegated. So that's something to think about. Definitely. You'll be rattling those beads tomorrow. What time's my appointment? My appointment tomorrow is, well, I have to be there at 9:45 Pacific. So I believe I'll be in the office by 10. So, in getting prepped for the treatment. So that is tomorrow and next week, I have later appointments. But then on November 4th, which is my last one, it will be at 8 a.m. Pacific, which is my usual time. So they just had a scheduling snafu with their employees. So they had to start late the first 2 weeks. So, but thank you. I appreciate the prayers. The one thing about these treatments they've told me is that every quarter that I get them, it's harder. They're harder to take. And it's just because my bladder is a little raw from the last time. And last time when I had them done in July, it was a little rougher than it was in March. So I'm fully expecting Thursday to be a painful day. So I appreciate any prayers and thoughts, but I'm trying to keep a stiff upper lip and we'll see how it goes. What I will tell you is that I will be here next week, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and I'll let you know if something changes, but as far as, I mean, usually if I can get through the weekend, by Monday, I'm doing okay. So, okay, so last project to show you for right now is I have shown you that I am working on Christmas stockings for my family, and my daughter's is almost done. I just have to put the toe and the heel in and then crochet the cuff and weave in all the ends. Obviously you can see a bunch of ends here, but I gotta turn it right side out for you so you can actually see it. I knit color work inside out. For those of you who are knitters, and if you do color work like this, I was told by my yarn shop, because I was having problems with being way too tight, and by turning my color work, my pattern, instead of working with the right side facing me, and I put the right side in the round inside, I loosen up my floats, and then let me flatten this out a little. And that prevents me from being tight. Now I still get a little tight, but blocking, this is a little tightness that the blocking is going to help. But there is her bow, and then she has ornaments, and then she has snowflakes, and then this strand of white right here, that's where the heel is going to go. So there's this little half stripe of white, because those are the stitches for the heel. And then there's the foot. So the heel and the toe are going to be white to kind of match the cuff up here. I'm going to do a round of reverse single crochet at the top, and then create a chain loop to hang from the mantle. Gosh, guys, oh, I should never do these lives when I can't sleep. But I wanted to tell you, okay, so the yarn I'm using for this is the Whooleygan. That is, so you guys know, that is an affiliate link there. It won't cost you any more if you buy the yarn using that link, but I get a little kickback for doing that, for putting that link there. And that is the only affiliate link that you've seen today. So just so you guys know. But that's the foot. And then again, the toe and the heel are going to be white, and then it'll be hanging. So it's turning out really good. I took a picture of it and sent it to her to make sure she liked it, and she's absolutely in love with it so far. I finished from just before this strap of white right here. I did all of that from here on last night watching television with my husband. So that took me about 2 hours to do, 2.5 hours maybe to do that. The toe and the heel are so easy. I'll finish those tonight. I'm probably going to weave in the ends a little bit earlier, just so that I can not have to worry about them, because Bryce's, her husband's stocking, still has the ends, and I'm going to do them both at the same time and just get all the ends except for what I need, what is going to happen with the heel and the toe. But yeah, so now wool of the Andes, I want to mention a little bit here, is 100% wool that can be felted, just so you know, because I have a different color here of a skein. This is an older skein. I made it my son a sweater out of this color. This is their, does it have the name of it? Garnet Heather and I made my son a sweater a couple years ago. 3 years ago now in this one, and I still have a few skeins left over, but it's 100% worsted weight Peruvian highland wool, which means it is feltable. Okay, so if you're going to use this yarn, you need to make sure when you wash it, you don't give it a lot of heat. And I would recommend cold, like you're going to block. Do a full wet soak and then lay it flat to dry. That's what I recommend with that. Let's see. Okay. Linda says, I might be late for your YouTube next week because Daisy has a follow-up at the vet. Oh, that's okay. You take care of Daisy May. She's more important. And then Linda says, love that Christmas sock. I'm really excited about these stockings. The stockings my family has right now are old. I don't really know if you remember way back. They probably still sell them at Michael's. They have the, what do you call them? They're kind of like a velveteen, really thin fabric stocking, and you can get them in white with a red top, or red with a white top, or white with green, or green with white, And what the kids and I did, this was probably back in 2000 when we first moved to Washington. So they're 20 years old plus and 21 almost. We went to the button section and we bought those cute little buttons that were Christmassy and had names and letters so we could put the people's names on. I actually did, I take that back. I did the puff paint to put our names on the top of the stockings, and then the kids glued on all the Christmassy buttons. Well, after 21 years, the buttons are falling off and they're looking a little sad. And although that I'm going to keep those and I keep putting the buttons back on, I just thought, since now I have a son-in-law and he deserves a stocking too, that I was just going to make us all matching stockings for my house. And then, when it's time, they'll pass on to my kids. So that's why I'm making stockings. So I'm really excited. Okay. So one last thing I want to talk about that I think some of you are going to be really excited about is I have determined what our new crochet along is going to be. And I think I figured out the dates. So I'm going to share my screen again here really quick. And I want to make sure I get the right one. Okay. So this is my daughter, probably 10, 12 years ago. I can't remember when I designed this pattern, but I'm redoing this pattern. And I thought this would be fun to do as a crochet along. So I'm going to share it. Hang on, guys. There it is. That is an old photo of my daughter. This is the gradient bag, and it's felted. That's why I really strenuously mentioned felting for the project. Let me just pull this up here. I'm going to make a bigger picture here for you. This is done with Cascade 220 yarn and a size, I believe it's Q, but I have to verify it, crochet hook. So this bag ended up being super, super huge. And then I throw it in the washer and felt it down. And I'll show you how to do all of that as we go along. So I'm going to pull myself back up here with that picture. So I am going to be using Cascade 220. So if you like Cascade, and these colors are definitely not showing up the colors that they should. I'm going to go from dark to light. These are more of a greeny teal, not a blue teal that you're seeing on the screen. I don't know if I can get you closer. We have weird weather this week, so my lighting's not as great. But this is the colors I'm going to use. And what I can tell you is that you will use 100%. We start at the bottom and work our way up. You will use 100% of two of the skeins. And then the last skein, you'll probably use almost, but not quite all of the third skein. So you need 660 yards of feltable wool to do this. And as soon as I make all of the things that I need to, I will, because I have to make, get a Zoom call going, and I have to nail down the dates for sure and the times that I'm going to do the Zoom calls. And I'm going to make sure that there's a form on the website for that. But as soon as I get that all going, I will post the information. Now, this one's not going to be this one is going to be an after Christmas kind of, I'm going to do something just kind of relaxing and just, jumpstart my year with something for me, whether it's a bag for me, or I'm going to give it away as a gift, or just to learn how to felt, learn why you use such a big hook in order to felt. I'm going to be teaching all the things to do this. I used to teach this class at my local yarn shop. And it was a big hit, because what was cool is that our yarn shop had a washing machine down in the basement. So I could bring everybody down and show people how to do the felting part. So with this class, I'll probably do a video that I'll post in the forum for people, because it's going to be hard to do a Zoom call in my laundry room. So it'll be easier for me to just set up the camera and talk to the camera and do it that way. But so the way this one's going to work, there's not going to be prizes for this one. This one is just going to be let's do a quick crochet along. It's after Christmas, something that's relaxing, something that is for me, but I still get to learn something. And it's going to be, and I'm going to we'll build community around it and stuff like that, cheer each other on and all that kind of thing. So basically, the cost will be the cost of the pattern and then the crochet along. And I'll probably discount the pattern because it's such an old pattern. It'll probably be like a $2 or $3 pattern just to join, and when you purchase the pattern, you automatically get all the information for the crochet along. So, that'll be it. And then you have to buy your yarn and the hooks that you need and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that. But that is going to be our crochet along. And I thought it would be kind of fun. I wish I had the original bag. I gave it away as a gift several years ago. But I really loved, those were brand new colors from Cascade when I made it. And it was really pretty autumn colors. So, but I wanted you guys to see what our next crochet along is going to be. And it's going to be just simple. It's actually a lot more simple than you think it is. So it'll be fun to do. Let's see. Let me hear. Oh, Karen, you're here. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Don't worry about being late. I mean, I know life happens, so don't worry. But I'm glad you were able to pop in for a little bit. Linda said, cute bag. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. My daughter's going to kill me for posting that picture. That's her in her school uniform on top of it all. So I think she was like 4th grade. By the length of her hair, she was 3rd or 4th grade, and she's now 23. So yeah, I'm sure she's going to be really excited about that. Never felt it before. It looks interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And this will be one of those crochet alongs too, that if you can't make the Zoom, I'll post it in the forum. I'm just going to, this will probably be like a 3-week crochet along, 3 Zoom calls. And since there's no prizes, there will be just, kind of chatting and seeing how things go. And then after all the Zoom calls are done, the forum will remain on the website so that you can, show off your bags and chat with people. If you make more, you can do that kind of thing. So, tried to felt dryer balls. Yeah, you would laugh. I've heard that if you don't do it right, it can be a total mess. I've been wanting to try it and I just haven't done it. So, my daughter really wants felted dryer balls, and I really need to learn how to make them because I have so much yarn that I could easily make felt dryer balls for her. Oh, good, Marianne. I hope you can attend too. I'm going to be, it won't be starting until January. I'm thinking that like that first week of January. I'm trying to work around my next doctor's appointments. So it'll probably be that first week of January, maybe on a Saturday, maybe on a Thursday, but something before my next doctor appointment, which is the 21st of January after all these treatments. So I want to get it done before. And then I'm going to be working on classes and things like that, but that's perfect. And Karen just said she purchased my cyclamen pattern. I'm so excited. Thank you for purchasing it. I'm so glad you guys like my patterns. They truly are a labor of love. And I'm going to stop sharing this picture here. Hang on a second. I'm not the typical designer who designs for what is hot and trendy now. I mean, if you look at what's hot and trendy now, granny squares, bulky yarns, bulky hats, bulky sweaters that I just feel like there's no way I'd wear them, that kind of thing. So I design patterns that I love, things that I would wear, in the weights that I wear. So the fact that you guys love my patterns and appreciate what I'm doing, it means the world to me. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, and how much I appreciate your support and being here and being here on these lives too. So that's it for me today. And I pretty much shared the entire time, which rarely happens. So anybody have any questions for me before I end off this video? But I might go take a nap a little bit later and catch up on some of that sleep I missed last night. I should be, for those of you who were part of the Salati Point Crochet Along, I don't know if you saw in the forum or in the group, I was going to take down the group at the end of the month, and that's because I cannot use that software and the new forum software I'm going to be using at the same time. They conflict with each other. So I can't even set up my forums for even the Pattern Club, let alone a Crochet Along, until I take down that other software. So if there's anything on that group that you want, make sure you take screenshots, the videos will be going to be gone and everything. So make sure you watch what you need to do, and download any of your own pictures if you want to keep your pictures, that kind of thing, and go from. And then I'll take it down. I'll probably take it down the 1st, because that'll be the Monday. So I am going to teach socks. I am. In fact, my goal. Okay, guys, let me tell you some other stuff that's going to be happening since I have a little extra time this morning. One of the things I want to do, and I've talked about this for a long time, and it just didn't happen last year or this year because of my cancer and because of just how this pandemic has affected us and our wedding and my daughter's wedding and everything. Is I am going to put a teaching platform on my website, and I'm going to be starting to work on that in January. I'm going to be, of course, designing behind the scenes. I'm going to have a whole lot of new patterns coming out. I mean, that's why next year I know I'm going to have 18 patterns, because they are all done with the exception of a couple. One of them is this one, and I have a couple more that are that need to be done. But once those are done, all 18 patterns for next year are done. So anything I design next year is either going to be for a kit or it's going to be for 2023. And I've already got some patterns lined up for 2023 that I'm going to do. But along with that, I think those are that and my teaching platform, because right now with the way things are with airlines and with, my cancer, I don't know where I'm going to be in all of that. I don't know that I am going to be able to travel to teach anymore. So I need to be able to teach on my website. And I'm going to be doing a teaching platform that allows for live classes, but also allows for static classes that you can purchase. And well, you can either purchase or we can do I'm going to do a membership style where if you are a member of the site, you can get, you know, all access to all of the pattern or all of the classes for free. So that's going to be coming. It probably won't be until next summer that that'll be completely built and ready to go. And that's one of the reasons why I am doing the Pattern Club too, is because I'm going to be testing out the software using the Pattern Club, which is a smaller gauged thing. And the Pattern Club is going to include Zoom classes and video and office hours and all sorts of stuff. So sock classes, Linda, are one of the first 2 classes that I want to do on there. I'm also going to be offering a free Learn to Crochet class. So if you know of anybody who wants to learn how to crochet, I'm going to take my beginner's crochet class and make videos, and it'll be for free for people to learn how to crochet, because there's a lot of people out there that have learned from YouTube and they're learning the wrong things. I mean, they're twisting their stitches, or they're only working in the back loops. They don't understand the difference between the loop and top of stitch. They don't understand, you know, working on the back bump of the chain versus working through the chain, all those kinds of little things. And I want to teach all those little things and tips and tricks and how to finish and all that stuff, just so you guys know. I'm going to do that. That's probably going to be the first class I film, because because it's going to be a free class, I want to get it out there, up and out there, so that I can see what the problems are. And if it's free, I feel like if I'm taking money for a class, I want it to be right, and I want it to be working properly. So with a free class, you know, I'm going to ask you guys to go in and take this class, even if you don't actually do the class, but just watch it and see if things download properly and the videos play properly and all that kind of stuff, just because, you know, I want to make sure it's done right. But the first 2 classes I want to put up there, well, actually the first 3 classes I want to put up there for paid classes would be my sock class and my top down sweaters class, because those are such long classes. I really think that having static video along with live video when I can are going to be essential. But then the third class I want to do, and I'm going to show you my little samples of these, is going to be my beaded ropes class. I don't know if I've shown, you know, this one's in progress. Let me get you some. I love these. Here's just some beads. These are ropes. These are going to eventually be bracelets, but this is crochet. This is clear beads with a variegated or a long striping yarn in there, or thread in there. And these are just, you know, different kinds of beads. I was going to teach these. I had 3 different events in 2020 that I was going to be teaching this class. I have 1 million kits for this. I don't have 1 million, but I have quite a few kits. And so I'm thinking that if I'm going to put a class up there, I'm going to have people who register for the class that can also buy the kit with everything pre-strung. So those are the first 3 classes I would like to get up. And that's why I'm saying this is probably not going to be a full-fledged thing until the middle of the summer sometime. So just so you guys know that, but I will be doing classes. So let's see. Linda says, I'm going to make another, that's a Lottie Point shawl. That's what you were saying. Oh no, colon cancer. I'll put her on my prayer list. But I'm glad you're going to be making one for her. That would be awesome. It'll take you to learn how to knit socks. Okay. So I'm going to do my crochet class, sock class, first, and then I will talk about knitting classes. I'll crochet as much as I can first, and then we'll talk about knitting classes later. Karen says, I don't recall, did you ever teach crocheters how to knit? Not yet, but that is going to be one of the classes that will be going up on the website, is there's going to be knitting for crocheters. And all of these classes, when I launch the class, I'm going to have a full-fledged live component to it. And then there'll be static classes for a while. And then every once in a while, I'll pop in and say, hey, I'm going to do a live class with this particular one. So you can buy into the class. You can either purchase a class outright and always have access to it, but not have access to the live, or you can be part of the membership and get the live class as well. So there you go. You love the beads. That's awesome. Crochet socks. I'm really excited about crochet socks. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I really want my students to be successful. And so I try to think of every single thing that I can possibly put into these classes and explain and do that. So that's kind of why I want to have static classes out there too, because there's no one that teaches quite like I do. I teach things differently than most people. So, and that's because I learned differently. First of all, I learned all in Italian and couldn't read a pattern. So that's one reason. And then I am also the daughter and the mother and the daughter-in-law of teachers. So, so teaching is kind of in my blood, right, too. So how much yarn should I buy for crochet socks, for knit socks? I want to make sure I have the full amount on hand. Okay, so knit or crochet, 1 hank of fingering weight. I'm going to try to find an average skein of fingering weight yarn. Here's one. As long as you have at least 400 yards, unless you have a really, really big foot that you're making socks for in crochet, then you might need 2 hanks. But usually a 400 to 450 yard hank of fingering weight yarn will work for knit or crochet socks. That's unless, again, like if you're making it for a size 14 foot, that'll change. But for knitting, and where all my knit socks that I make for myself, I always have leftovers. And for crocheted socks, I usually do 2. So you want at least 4 to 450 for socks, regardless knit or crochet. Okay. I think that's it. I do want to get some knitting classes up there for crocheters, just because it took me so long to learn to knit myself that I would love to have, and I'd probably start with knitting for crocheters. I'd probably actually start with nooking classes. Do you guys know what nooking is? It's knitting with the crochet hook. Leisure Arts used to have a whole series. In fact, I did 2 books for them on nooking. I used to teach nooking at my local yarn shop years ago. It's basically a crochet hook with an eye at the end that you put I usually use like a nylon or a piece of leather cord. And you literally, and it's a good way for crocheters to learn to knit by having just the 1 hook. And you're literally making the knits and the purls, but you're doing it with a crochet hook. And so that might be something I'll start with, is teaching nooking. And then I'll have knitting for crocheters, because once you understand how the stitches twist, then when you get with 1 hook, then when you get to 2 needles, it's amazing how the progression works. When you're only a crocheter and you want to learn to knit, nooking seems to be a good way to do it. Now, if you're a knitter, I don't recommend that class, because every knitter who's ever taken that class from me, because they thought it was just a cool idea, has said, why am I going to do this with a crochet hook? I can do it easier with 2 knitting needles. And that is the absolute God honest truth, guys. I swear it is the absolute truth. But it is, but for crocheters, sometimes going from 1 hook to 2 needles is, you feel like a failure. And believe me, I know. It took me, I learned to crochet at 7, and I learned to knit at 37. So there was a 30-year gap there where I gave up many times trying to learn to knit. So, and I will show you, that might be an option. That might be an option to teach as well. I mean, I probably will put up the knitting for crocheters class first. I'll have to make a list of all the classes I want to put up there and figure out the order I want to film them, but I can tell you for a fact that those first 3 classes are going to be my sock class, my top down sweaters class, and my beading class. So along with the free learn to crochet class. So those are going to be the order I'm going to do it, because I want to get crochet up there first. Okay, guys, I am going to just check here. Let's see. Laura's got question marks. I'm thinking she's asking about what nooking is. You know what a nook is, but you've never done it. I have nooking. Let's see if I still have them in here. I may have moved them. I wonder if it's in the store. I've been going through. Oh, this might be. I do have one here. Okay, this is a Nook needle from Addie. Addie, you know, the German knitting needles and crochet hooks. Addie, I have to open it because I haven't even taken it out of the thing. I got these from a local shop. So this is a crochet hook, but see the eye for the needle? And what you do is you put a cord through there and you use that, and that was what keeps the loops live, and that's why you can knit with a crochet hook. So that is going to be something I'm going to do. Now that you guys, I haven't done it in a while, and I love it just because it's so, especially if I'm just doing knit or just doing purl. It is so soothing and fast to do. You can do cables in it. You can do lace work with it and all sorts of stuff. You can take any knitted pattern and nook it. I mean, I can talk about that too, but it's something I haven't done in a while. So I think it'll be fun to teach. Now you got me wanting to do that class too. Joann's used to have Nook sets. I don't know if they still do, but I know they have them. Leisure Arts used to have a wooden set. I don't know if they still sell them or not. I know they still sell my books because I still get royalties on my books, but I don't know if they sell the nooking sets anymore. Laura says, oh, okay. You can hardly wait for the class club. You're so interested. How fun. Okay, so I'm assuming, Karen, you're interested in the nooking. But I am definitely, okay. So now I got to really start thinking about, I got to start working on this. So I can map out my entire year. So you guys are, okay, I'm going to go before you guys give me any more ideas. But I'm going to do my closing, and then I'll come back and answer any more questions in the chat. So if you've got questions, don't worry, go ahead and ask. But let me do the closing really fast. So thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. If you're for first time here, make sure you watch or you visit my website at KarenWhooley.com. While you're there, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter and you'll get a free pattern right off the bat. And then every January 1st, you get another free pattern. I have a really exciting one coming this year. So I can't wait for to be able to show everybody what that one is. This year it is Pache, and it is free for another, 2 months and 2 weeks, roughly, something like that. Anyway, so make sure you subscribe to my newsletter while you're there. This is the direct link to the newsletter, so you can go right to that link, or on every page at the bottom of the page, you'll see there's a subscribe link. If you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you check out my YouTube and click on that subscribe button, and that'll let you know every time I go live, because I only stream right now live to YouTube, and you can be notified as soon as I go live. Also, make sure you hit thumbs up on this video to let people know about me and about my live streams, and hopefully we can keep growing these Team Whooleygan chats. I really love to get more people here. You can also watch after the fact on my Rumble channel, which I know a lot of people are watching these days. This is the link to my Rumble channel. I always upload these videos immediately after the fact. So as soon as I stop this video, or as soon as I end this video, I will immediately go and download it and upload it to Rumble. So make sure you check that out. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at Karen Whooley. And also, while I'm here, I might as well mention that I always post these videos also on my website. So make sure you check out my blog, and you can even subscribe to my blog, and you'll get these live streams after the fact if that's the way you'd rather do it. So I'm going to go back to the chat because I see there's more comments here. Let's see. So Karen says, yes, I'm assuming that is for the nooking class. Okay, so that's something. And Stephanie got her books. I'm so excited. I'm glad they got there safe and sound. Yes, you guys are going to keep me busy. You guys have so many ideas and you get me so excited. So I'm really excited. Is that a Westies in your picture? That's so great. I love them. Westies are cute. I knew just, oh, definitely watch Cynthia. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. I'm just about to end it off, but definitely watch the rerun. And I'm always start at 9 a.m. Pacific. So that's 10 Mountain, 11 Central, and noon Eastern. And if you're in any other part of the world, you'll have to check your time zone change to figure out what those are. But those are the United States time zones. So I'm glad you came and I'm glad you popped in. And Karen says, yes, I love the breed. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off because I am 15 minutes over my usual time. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Make sure you're here next week. I will be back unless anything happens with my treatments tomorrow, but I'll be sure to let everybody know. Well, actually, what will happen is you'll see that this will disappear from YouTube next week's because I've already got it pre-scheduled. So you'll see it disappear. But I don't anticipate not being here. So hopefully I have a lot of time to talk to you guys next week. So have a great rest of your week. I will see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great one, guys. Bye, y'all.